Hi, this is Classon and welcome to In Love with Code. This is the one place I get to ask all the questions that I have and share the answers with you. So let's get excited and have some fun. Hi, this is Classon and welcome back. Today in the studio, or actually on the couch, I have with me Jonas Almqvist. Jonas Almqvist is a SharePoint developer and one of my best friends. And I have a lot of questions for him and I hope I can make them stupid enough to qualify for the stupid questions that are not so stupid. That's very important to highlight, so it's a little bit confusing. But anyway, first stupid question is, what is SharePoint?
SharePoint is a collaboration platform that makes it easier for the customer to work and collaborate. Documents and social and a lot of things. SharePoint is a solution for many things, but not a specific solution for anything.
Okay, now explain that.
You can use SharePoint for us. I actually take back that a little bit what I said before. You can, if you have a very, very general problem, you can use SharePoint as you get it. You buy it and use it. But a lot of customers want a specific solution. Then you use SharePoint for that specific solution. You have a big platform that you can use with a lot of different solutions to be able to work with, so as workflows and event receivers and data on documents and so on. So you have the possibility to use a lot of different solutions for a lot of things.
Yeah.
So, for example, if you want a platform where you can use social, you want to have a Facebook or a Twitter in your company, you can use SharePoint for this now with 2013.
So there's a lot of integration with a lot of it just mashes together. It's like a massive mashup tool.
Yes, I think you can say that. Explain SharePoint as that. SharePoint isn't an expert solution on anything, I would say. I'll say there's a lot of other platforms that's specifically very good at something.
Yeah, but maybe then they don't integrate as well with other...
Yes, like Documentum is a very good platform for working with documents. SharePoint isn't that good with documents as Documentum, but there's a lot of other things that Document doesn't have that SharePoint has.
Yeah.
You have the workflows and you have the event receivers and you have the social and there's a lot of things. You always as a SharePoint developer find yourself confused over things because the platform is such a big platform. I haven't found in my years a bigger platform to work with yet.
So how I hear a lot of this SharePoint expert or SharePoint specialist. Now, if the platform is so big, it must be really hard to be a specialist or an expert in the whole platform.
Yes,
what specialist? Like, are you the developer or do you do the configurations?
I'm a developer. I'm clueless with the settings of servers and configurations.
I've heard that SharePoint is only configurations. There's no code. Is that true?
It depends on the project, but no, there's a lot of coding. If you're into that.
So what's the okay, this might be really stupid, but what's the primary language?
C# and JavaScript.
Yeah, so which one do you use the most out of those two?
JavaScript. I haven't touched C# for a lot of months. No. Especially with the SharePoint Online and the cloud, you are almost not allowed anymore to use C#. You are, but it's not recommended at all. Just use JavaScript. Or if you building SharePoint apps.
Yeah.
Now I'm talking about latest in SharePoint, not in the 2010 and 2007. I'm talking about SharePoint 2013. You can make SharePoint apps.
Okay.
They're often built in MVC, ASP.NET MVC. You can build them in only JavaScript if you want. You have a lot of possibilities. I heard rumors that you can build it in other languages than C# and .NET.
I'm just envisioning that a SharePoint and PHP would be such a beautiful match.
Not me.
No, I don't know.
But then you get an iframe to that app. So there you have the big problem. As I see it, you cannot use on render, for example, and you cannot do. You get a lot of limitation of building in an iframe. You can use it for mobile and surfaces and so on to make it look good, but it's a lot of more work than just using JavaScript.
I was going to ask about mobile, actually. How well does SharePoint and mobile work?
Better than you think.
Well, I've just heard you complain about it, so...
If you use SharePoint in the right way and work with SharePoint, and by definition, it's using Azure. Use Azure and you use SharePoint Online. And you make a lot of JavaScript calls and so on. So there's very little logic in SharePoint, but a lot in Azure.
Oh, okay. So what do you have on Azure? Is that where you host all the static files, everything?
All logic.
All logic.
All logic. All CSS, all JavaScript, all rather use an Azure CDN, where even if you're using Azure, use Azure.
Yeah.
So put your images, put your fonts, put everything there. Why use SharePoint when you have an Azure CDN that's faster than than SharePoint?
Is there any performance penalty with the round trip if you have with Azure, or
no?
Does it speed
by
things up?
my calculations and by my measurement, you have a 30% increase in speed if you use Azure CDN.
Oh, that's good. But is there any additional costs then?
Yeah, Azure CDN costs money.
Yeah.
But it's not that much money for a company.
You're already paying for SharePoint.
Yeah.
You're already.
Oh, SharePoint isn't that
No?
expensive. SharePoint Online, no. It's about 50 kroner per month, I think, for one user.
For one user.
And then you get a lot of things. You get OneDrive for Business. You get the whole Office package, so you can use SharePoint and you can use Office Online and you get the Outlook. You get very many things. Disclaimer: I don't quote me on it, but you get a lot of it with a little bit money. It's not that expensive, and you get a lot of possibilities.
Is that why it's so popular with large, with enterprise companies to pull in SharePoint? Cause it's,
Oh yeah.
and is it easy to manage? I mean, rolling out. I mean, I don't know it's easier to keep an eye on the employees. I don't know. Just make sure that everybody uses the same set of tools, I would say, for collaboration.
The thing is that almost all companies, on some way, uses social.
Yeah.
If we take that point first, everyone uses social. They have social groups on Facebook, and the discussion are always going to be there. What SharePoint does is that you, as a company, get the discussion in the company, and you can therefore read and evolve the company and take the discussion and say, oh yeah, we get it, you don't want this or you want this, let us see over this. So the discussion comes into the company and then outside of the company. many companies see that as a positive thing. I must concur.
Well, it sounds like, is it, so I guess a question that's kind of related to this. Is it true that I've heard people say a lot of jokes about SharePoint? So I'm going to go through a few of them. And yeah, prepare yourself. The first one is, the first joke I've heard is SharePoint is the framework or the platform that clients love but developers hate.
Yeah, that's true.
So why do developers hate it?
It's a love-hate relationship. When you sit and code, you just want to solve your problem. That's why you're sitting and that's why you're concentrating. You want to solve it, and you want to solve it as beautiful and easy as it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't have always that opportunity in SharePoint. And that makes people frustrated. But you have to remember when you sit with those horrible, easy, wrong problems that you get a lot of other stuff because of this problem.
Yeah.
You get, the customer in the end will get very much more happy when you say, oh, you don't have to change platform with Office or Outlook or whatever. You have the opportunity to use what you always have.
So I guess fighting with a drop-down menu isn't as big of a pain as trying to implement a collaboration platform from scratch yourself.
I think that SharePoint, it's possible that some of the developers won't agree with me now, but I think SharePointers have a little bit selective memory. There's a lot of times where that's cool. Wow, I can do that with so little effort.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of those situations, but we don't remember them because we have, in the afternoon, we'll sit and work with a stupid problem for 4 hours, and then you won't remember when you were amazed.
Sounds like any framework I'm using. Like, we were doing this yesterday. We were writing some PowerShell scripts. Actually, you were using it for a SharePoint site. And just for Azure CDN, and everything went so fast and so smooth. Like in just 1 hour, we had all our scripts, all our uploads. Then we spent like 4 hours trying to print a message to an output dialog.
Yeah, yeah. 90% of the effort and 10% of the time.
We should have quit after that first 1 hour, right?
Oh no.
No, there's no fun in that.
We have to have some pain to get some gain.
That is true. I think deep down inside we do like pain.
Oh yes.
So the next joke is SharePoint development is where developers go to die, but you get filthy rich. Do you get filthy rich as a SharePoint developer? And if yes, why? Not like why, why?
The market works in this way. If you're more specialized in anything, you get more paid. If you're a very specific person with a specific task that's very important, you're going to get valued more.
Yeah.
If you are a SharePointer, you are very much more specific than a general developer. Then you get more paid. That's the answer for the money. Go to die. Well, we're all going to die.
Yeah, no, so I don't see you dying any faster than I am.
No, but
as far as I know.
But the soul is getting out sometimes, sucking out the soul. But once again, selective memory, and when you sit and are frustrated, it's a very important thing. If you're working with a big framework, this isn't just SharePoint. It's that you must remember the good times also when you have the bad times. It's the same when using jQuery and you have a stupid bug in jQuery. You never have a stupid bug in jQuery. But the point is, then you should remember, oh, it's so easy to select this element and wow, what animation. That's cool. You have to remember the bad times as well. And the good. You cannot just pick one.
This sounds like marriage counseling.
Oh, yes.
It's like...
As I said, it's a hate-love relationship, so there are feelings. And what it tells me that SharePointer or a developer is frustrated at all, it means that they actually care about what they're doing. If they didn't care about what they're doing, they wouldn't be frustrated.
That is indeed a very, very important point you're making there.
Yeah, so when I see a colleague that's frustrated, I think, oh, he's actually cares.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You seem to find ways to make, at least... So I know a lot of SharePoint developers because I know you, and also because a lot of... We went to the same school, so a lot of students from his class and my class, he was the year above me in school, ended up having their practical training at a company where they do SharePoint development, and I actually also nearly ended up doing SharePoint development. Phew! Just kidding. I don't know if yeah. Anyways, and some of them just, constantly complain about it. Like, don't get me wrong, you're also complaining from time to time, but I am as well about the things I'm doing. But you seem to be more positive and enjoying it more, and you're doing a lot of cool things I didn't even know you could do with SharePoint, like things I wouldn't naturally associate with SharePoint, such as Windows Store app development. So I'd love to hear more about that.
Oh, yeah, you have all the possibilities. One of the things you can use SharePoint as is a data store with documents and PDFs and just data, raw data if you want.
Yeah.
And what I did was building a Windows 8 app that consumed that data. It used the SharePoint 2010. It was an on-prem solution, and I used it to display PDFs in Windows Store application because the customer needed a touch-friendly device and a touch-friendly app to use.
So you're specializing a little bit in that area, would you say?
Oh, that would be really much fun to see SharePoint used as a data source as well, and it's a very good data source in that. The REST API in SharePoint 2013 is a dream. It's wonderful.
So are you using 2010 then?
Oh,
Not your choice.
They have 2010. You have to realize that it's a big deal for a company to upgrade. They don't just upgrade SharePoint, they upgrade Office.
Oh. Are there a lot of breaking changes with releases with SharePoint?
Yeah.
Oh. What? Crap? That kind of sucks.
Especially in SharePoint 2013, I have noticed a lot of breaking bugs and breaking things when they have the weekly update as they have, and that's frustrating when it's a battle for the design when you're using SharePoint 2013 online. If you have a customer that wants any heavy branding, then you're going to have a battle forever.
So is that one of the most difficult things, design?
Yeah. In SharePoint 2013 online, they implement a lot of good things. Week after week after week.
Yeah.
And they also remove classes, CSS classes. They also changes divs and orders of things. So your specification and your changes of the system are going to break.
Do they override your styles? Are their styles loaded in as important later, after your styles?
One important thing about SharePoint when you're branding it is you have to be very, very specific. Or else it will implement the changes you want on a place where you don't want it. And if they remove a single class in your change of CSSs, then it's broken.
So,
then branding's gone. Woo!
That's
up in the air.
I guess it's good for maintenance costs. For charging for maintenance, not paying for it. But it must be a little bit frustrating. You've just done something and you've done it so pretty. It's just gorgeous. And the week after, the client sends you an email. It's like, what the hell is this?
Yes.
And you're like, wait, that didn't look like that when I did.
Even when we are with frustrating things with SharePoint, and this is I'm giving this as a positive critique because I wanted to get better, is the support of SharePoint Online. It's horrible. When you develop and you notice a bug, And it doesn't have to, and you have time when you're using SharePoint when you find a bug, because it's very important to fix it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's important to fix bugs, but often it's a high valued job. So you put a lot of time in figuring out where's the bug is.
Yeah.
And if you actually notice that this is a SharePoint 2013 production bug, as I noticed once again, for example, I noticed a while loop in a JavaScript that was never ending.
Oh.
And it only were in Internet Explorer 9, 10, 11. And I reported the bug, and it went for 4 months, I think, before I gave up on the support case. And a lot of emails and a lot of different bug reports, because I don't usually work with one customer. I usually work with a lot. So 4 or 5 bug cases where I explain exactly the same thing, where I give exactly how you get there, the stack trace, the variables, and the conditions you have to replicate the bug, and then still you get the SharePoint version of, have you tried plug it in and plug it out again?
Oh, yeah,
have you rebooted the computer yet? So I think that for SharePoint to get better, you have SharePoint Online specifically, you have to get better support.
Yeah, which certainly sounds like it. How do clients react to these things? Do they understand where the fault lies? Do they have understanding for it?
I have had the luck of working with customers that had SharePoint knowledgeable persons. Yeah. They know how it is. And if I say it depends on this and this and this, they understand. Yeah. I can often have had the possibility to use SharePoint words, and that's fantastic. I love those customers. There are few, but
but one day.
But one day, it's more hard to talk to someone where they don't understand that it is a big platform and there is bugs in the platform, and it's only natural if you have a big platform and you have a broad customer base, you're going to have a lot of bugs. There's no way around it.
Yeah.
And that's something you just have to accept with SharePoint. But the question then turns to, how do we work with the bugs and how do we fix them? That's the important part about it being good and quality. So I just want to make it better.
So you will continue being a SharePoint developer? Do you sometimes fantasize about like when you're in a relationship, you kind of, oh, that person is kind of. Not saying I do that, but do you ever fantasize about other frameworks?
You're always going to look at the other neighbor and look at the greener grass and think, oh, I want that grass. But with SharePoint 2013, when you get the SharePoint apps and you have the MVC, where I love MVC apps, I love JavaScript. I'm a huge fan of using JavaScript. The SharePoint platform fits me very good. But if you don't like JavaScript and if you like old web forms, you have a place in SharePoint as well.
Maintenance of older SharePoint?
Yeah, and all on-prem SharePoint 2013 will use web forms as the base platform. It uses it in the cloud as well, but you don't have the possibility to use the application pages and so on, because you are limited by access rules.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this has been very interesting. I've certainly learned a lot, and I hope is there anything I haven't covered? Are there any questions I should be asking?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
There's a lot in SharePoint, and this is just my point of view. There's a lot of different points of views in SharePoint.
We're very happy you shared your point of view.
Oh,
SharePoint.
No.
But obviously I'm not a stand-up comedian, but thank you so much for listening or watching. If you have more questions to Jonas, you can find him on...
Well.
Uh-oh. I never told you this was coming, did I?
Oh no. I have a Twitter that I don't use a lot.
Yeah, so send things there.
It's Snabelay Jonas _Almqvist.
I'll add this to the blog post and on YouTube.
Oh yay!
So we don't have to do any live spelling. ALM. No, I'm not trying that.
Nope.
You can always also send questions to me because I see Jonas on a regular basis. I am a lot on this couch coding. And we just had a long hackathon yesterday until 5 a.m. I think it was.
Oh.
It was fun.
Yeah.
It was
wonderful.
It was fun. It was success, except from those 4
Oh,
hours.
There's always success with hackathons.
Yeah.
Always.
Hackathon or two. All right. Well, we've hit the 25-minute mark, and that is basically where I lose people's attention. I think we got a very short attention span. So thank you for listening, and thank you for watching. Until next time, take care and happy coding. Bye!